Here we got the Razer DeathAdder V2, and we also have some mouse anti-slip tape. Now this is not anything official here, it's just some generic tape that we found on Amazon. So I think this should be fairly straightforward. We do have some tweezers here, and these are some wipes. So let's see, wipes, wet. This will be step one, I suppose. I don't see any instructions, but I don't think that there needs to be. Actually, I don't think this is going to work, because first of all, this is not wet, even though it's supposed to be wet. So what I'm going to just do is take this bottle of alcohol and soak it on the paper towel, and we're just going to drench the DeathAdder in the alcohol, scrub it down. There we go. And we can forget about these wipes, because this was definitely not wet. Alright, I think we good with that. And now we're going to open up this. Now you'd think that they would come with some little tweezer tools. Maybe they did and I lost them, because this has kind of been sitting here on the desk for weeks now. But I do have these good old reliable tweezers here, in which case we're just going to do what is obvious. No instructions, some Asian characters on this, but I think it's fairly straightforward here. You might want to wait until this alcohol dries up, or maybe at this point we'll take the, I know, I got an idea. We really did soak this mouse, so I'm gonna make sure that's dry. This is apparently gonna go right here. These are going to go there. Okay, so pretty self-explanatory, I would say. It's just going to be a matter of actually lining it up properly. All right, so we got tweezers. Not sure that we need them. We just basically need, it's still kind of wet. I really did soak it on there. Bear with me. Take a dry paper towel. The moment of truth here. Sorry, my camera angle is, you know, that way, and my lighting is coming from the other way, so not the best idea for lighting to make a video, but it is what it is. I think we're just going to line this up at the top and come along following the side and just slap this down into place. I feel like it's still a little wet from the alcohol, but anyway, that's the best we're gonna get as far as symmetry is concerned. Looks nice. I mean, it looks weird, I'm not gonna lie. It's got some weird textures, weird graphics on it, but this is the only one that I could find. There were a few options, but this one just looked like it covered most of the mouse. I couldn't find an official one This one just looked like it had the most coverage. I think I'm just gonna, man, this is a little tricky because it's all sticky, sticking together. But I think we're gonna start at the front again and just follow the edges here. The middle piece is kind of coming apart. I'm going to take it out, the middle piece, and just put that, add that on after. So first we're going to put the outer rim, and this should be good right here. This, I think we might want to just pull down a tiny bit to create that gap. And we want to firmly press that in place. Now, I don't know if these are going to peel up or if the tape's going to get kind of destroyed. Sometimes, so like when the mouse gets dirty and such, I like to grab the alcohol and clean it off. That's not a good thing with these pieces of tape because you're just pouring alcohol on them and it kind of like rips them up and eats them away and ruins them. So I guess I'm gonna have to be more careful with putting just cleaning the parts that don't have the grip tape on them. So this is gonna go, the fans are blowing everything around. You know what? I should have done this before, but there's a light here. Oh, look at that. Everything's well lit. I should have done that from the start. How silly of me to not use the thing between my ears. All right, so I feel like this is not fully on properly, so I'm going to lift it up and reposition it just a little better to create space for the thumb buttons. Now that looks better right there. And the thumb buttons are gonna go on smack in the middle. I almost feel like these are gonna be the first things to come off. A little tricky because this edge has to peel off now, and this was put on completely wrong, so I'm sure my hand's probably in the way, but I'll show you once I have it. There we have that piece and that piece looking pretty solid. I kind of feel like they're just gonna peel off, but hopefully I'm wrong. Next, we're going to do the parts that we know are going to fit, which will be the front parts, in which case, one little swipe of the alcohol just to clean that off again. Maybe get in the middle here. And then dry it off. See, my mouse is still plugged in. Kind of stupid because I'm pressing all these buttons now that are doing things. Like I just changed my DPI and I don't know. I ran some programs and created some Photoshop artwork while I was pressing buttons. Okay, so how is this gonna work? This looks like it's gonna go. I'm assuming it's going to go this way. I think that's going to be it. So, I'm going to peel up one, and I believe we will start at the front. It's kind of bad how I have my lights right now. I have my lights in a place where I can't, like, no lights getting shined on the mouse from my angle. So I'm gonna put this here, try to extend it out, and press it down, and I think this one is nice and good. Actually fits very nice. I don't know, I thought these would be a little more grippy, but I mean, I guess we won't know till we go gaming, right? Guess we won't know till we put it in action. Get some real world tests up in this mother liquor. All right, we're gonna put this here, and this is the reason we're doing this and not editing this, is so you can see how long it takes in real time to actually apply this, and you can enjoy the soothing sounds of the ASMR that is applying grip tape to the Razer DeathAdder V2. All right, check it out. It's looking like weird, but at the same time, it's interestingly cool. I mean, when I saw the designs that were on this thing, I thought they look cheap and stupid. But you know what? I'm not looking at my mouse when I'm playing. So it doesn't matter what it looks like. I mean, it kind of does, but ultimately, what's more important is the performance aspect. And since we're a pro gamer in the making, I'm going to drag this down. Oh no, I don't want to peel this up because it's kind of like applied already, but I'm peeling it up just to press it right back down. Just readjusted it a little bit. All right, and for the final piece, this is going to be the hardest one, guys. This is going to be the hardest one. I don't know. I guess it's just going to sit in the same pattern and, yep. Okay, that's what it'll do. I feel like it's going to be weird, though, because it's just at an awkward. So I got to peel this first. I wonder if I should peel the whole thing. Yeah, I'll just peel the whole thing. Okay. How is this going to work? We're going to have to apply this. I don't know how we line this up. That's the problem. I guess we try to line up the center first. I feel like this is going to come off and then come back on a few times to apply this properly, because there's no way to center it. That's why it's the hardest one, I think. That's why I saved it for last, because there's no way to apply it with just matching. You know, it's like, where's the center point? How is this fitting? There's no, it's a little tricky. There's no, you're just kind of like eyeballing it, right? I'm just eyeballing it to see if I can make it line up, which I didn't. So we're going to pull it off again. Try this again. I don't know how to make this line up, so I think we're just gonna have to settle for it being slightly off center, because I feel like it's not going to line up, and then I'm going to run the risk of losing the tape. Kind of close. I think we went, no, it's actually kind of close. That is on the edge. They should have made their graphics, you know, they should have made their graphics line up so that you had some kind of base to look at and go off of. But their graphics don't line up. I think that's the closest we're going to get it. I'm just going to push this down here. Yep. It's not like 100% perfect, but it's like 98% good enough. Okay. Wow, my whole thing is like out of frame the whole time, right? Was that over here? Well, there it is, ladies and gents. The DeathAdder V2. What's funny about this mouse, I had 3 mice, 3 Razers. One was the Basilisk, one was the DeathAdder, and one was the Viper. I was only using the Viper. The DeathAdder was just sitting at a laptop that I don't use. It runs live streams 24/7 because I'm a fraud and a fake. But anyway, I don't really use it. It was just at that PC. And then the other one was at another PC, the Basilisk, I don't know what it's called, but I was using the Viper Mini, and then I bought them all years ago because I didn't know which one I wanted. So I was like, I'll buy these, try them out, and I'll return the 2 that I don't, I'll keep the one that's best and I'll return the other 2. Ended up keeping all 3 and just putting them at 3 different PCs. And so anyway, when I recently just switched to arm aiming, which is why this whole big Razer mouse pad is here, ginormous. Recently tried to switch to arm gaming, which I'm still in the process of because I got to raise this chair and everything. I got to put new roller wheels on it. It's a process because I'm half an inch too low at my desk. Anyway, point is, I went to switch this up, and then I was reading about it and was like, well, for arm aiming, the Viper Mini is not the best option because it's too light and you can't get a grip on it. The best ergonomical mouse that you can have is the DeathAdder V2. And I was like, oh great, I gotta go buy another mouse. And then my light bulb went off and I was like, wait a minute. And I realized I had this mouse already and it's been sitting there for years. I didn't like it. I mean, I only tried it for a moment. The reason I didn't like it is because I didn't really like the texture of it. That was all. That was the only thing. I never gave it a chance. Since I found out it's the best of the 3 for ergonomics, supposedly, I took it and moved it over here, and I've actually really been liking it. I just ignored the texture, got used to it, but now we just added the grip. So yeah, there you have it. We're changing things up here. We got the whole arm sleeve. Anyway, that's a compression glove. Whatever. There's a lot of stuff here. Okay, I got things, man. I got headphones. I got other headphones. I got a toothbrush. I got a microphone. I got other microphones. I got lights. I mean, I'm the real deal. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Like, comment, share, subscribe. See you.